Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Will I Continue, streaming edition, where we be going over Goblin Slayer, where we just kind of talk about what's going on, what our thoughts about it are, and will we continue at the very end. Hey, Ginger, how was your week this week? I guess.
Hey man, my week was good and busy and crazy and hectic. I'm happy that it's the weekend. I wish that it was going to last longer.
Oh, I know, man. I get that. I mean, I felt like this week just drug by for whatever reason. I mean, it's not like we weren't doing anything, but it's like it was. I don't know. It was just. It just felt like it dragged. It was. I don't know. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
one of those weeks with like 3 Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how it goes, man. My week went so fast. Like I had so much stuff that needed to get done that didn't get done. Like I feel like I was like working the whole time and got nothing accomplished.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I'm trying to think. One cool thing I did actually do this week. I've been trying to catch up on. Have you heard of the anime Black Clover?
Black Clover.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar. No, I don't think I know anything about it. No,
Gotcha.
like I've heard the name before for sure, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, man, you should actually check it out. It's of course it's 100 right now. It's 170 some odd episodes, I think. And it's good. It's about Asta, and it's like Asta and I forget this dude's name all the time, but it's where basically about two guys who grew up in an orphanage in a small country town, and they're in a village, and they get these the books. I forget what they're called, grimoires, and the grimoires are chosen. Choose the people who they want to belong to, and each grimoire has a certain type of magic, like kind of like earth, wind, water, fire type deal, all the elements, and it kind of goes there, and they're trying to become magic knights, and both of them get into the magic knights basically, and there's Asta, the younger of the two main characters. He wants to become the Magic King, and it just kind of goes off in a spell, and it's so good, man. I definitely recommend you check it out. I know you're keeping lists of some sort, but it's definitely something you check out. It's very popular, and the manga is, I forget how many volumes it has, but it's on. In the anime version, it's 170, I think, episodes or so, and I'm like episode 108. But it's I definitely, man, you need to check it out if you ever have a chance. It's really good.
Yeah, I'll definitely put it on my list. I have a lot of stuff on my list right now, and I haven't watched any of it. Like I've got to
It's
I've got to get more time in the day.
dude, trust me, I get you. Ooh, that's the roughest thing, family and whatnot. Whew. But yeah,
And it's
definitely.
also like my wife is totally not into anime. Like
I know.
she doesn't like that I watch cartoons, right? Because like even aside from anime, I watch a lot of cartoons.
I know.
I like cartoons, but I have to like wait till she's asleep, to turn it on, and then I got to keep the volume real low or put my headphones on or something, so
No,
she doesn't yell at me for being a kid.
no, I totally understand. Yeah, I mean, my wife, she likes actually some of the anime. There's that one anime I think I sent to you too. That dude, I cried, man. It was what's it called? A Silent Voice. Oh my gosh, dude, that was a heart jerker, man. Whatever you want to call it, a tear jerker. It just,
So
oh my gosh, my
yeah,
wife
I
watched
saw
it.
your post about that one.
Yeah, my wife
I
watched
have
it,
I
dude. She
have
loves it.
yet to I have yet to cry in an anime, so
Yeah.
I guess that's something on the to-do list. Got to watch something emotional enough to cry over.
Oh, there's several out there, man. I tell you.
And
Um,
strangely, like as big of a bear as I look, like I cry a lot, and when I watch movies and stuff, like I'm a crier.
oh man.
I like the emotional stuff, so maybe I'll dig that kind of
Oh
anime.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I got some for us in the future, to kind of watch. I think you probably be more of the action one. You probably pick up maybe all the action animes, where I probably pick more of like a slice of life stuff, like stuff that goes on, in everyday life, kind of like, and and you kind of go through emotions. I like that. I don't know why. I've been kind of like slowly going over to that side of anime for a little bit, because I mean I've watched so many animes of like all the hack and slash and blood and gore and all that stuff, and this other stuff is like really I wouldn't say enlightening, but it's a breath of fresh air type of like emotion wise it hits you. That's so I definitely.
Okay.
So I mean, I have a feeling that's what we're gonna do, but we also will have more guests in the future. That we'll decide what we'll watch at a later point. But yeah, man. But hey, let's talk
Yeah,
about
for sure, man. I'm a big drama guy. I really
Sweet.
like drama movies, so I
Mm-hmm.
assume I'll like the drama anime. I just know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it that I've seen so far is like very like teenager high school soap opera ish based,
Yeah.
and that I'm not into. But the drama
Yeah.
stuff I can definitely get into. So I
Oh
look
yeah.
forward to all that.
Well, there is. I mean, in anime, there is, of course, a lot of high school, stuff. With like slice of life stuff. Most it's mainly I want to say like, and this just gets probably about 80% of that kind of stuff is like high school, stuff. But it's most of it's still pretty good. It deals with adult stuff, adult nature, adult themes. But yeah, yeah, we'll eventually get down that road. But yeah, there's also another one, Silent Voice. Definitely check that out. Your wife might like it. My wife, she's not keen on animes too, but she did like this movie. It's a movie too, so it's not like you have to watch so many
Okay.
episodes. It's a movie like I think hour and a half, hour 45 minutes or so. But it's really good.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely fit that in better than catching up on a whole show.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But yeah, that's to come. But yeah, hey, let's talk about Goblin Slayer. Mood. Dude, I'm mood. I'm in the
Goblin
mood.
Slayer.
Oh man. Okay. If you want to, you can go off, man. If you want to go start it off, what you thought of it?
Let's see. So the beginning already pulled me in because like how huge of a D&D nerd I am,
Oh yeah.
right? So when it comes up and it's like it's got that like epic fantasy type of feeling to it, and
Uh huh.
it's very like it starts off party based. You've got this party that's doing this quest, and they're all excited, and it's almost like a group of D&D players, sitting
Yeah.
around a table,
Yeah.
all talking about the cool stuff they're going to see and the cool things they're going to get into by adventuring. And that definitely like pumped me up already. I was already into it as soon as that happened,
Uh huh.
and then it just started taking so many turns. like
Oh my.
they get ambushed by this group of goblins, and like until then, it's been very upbeat, and they're all excited. They're gonna beat some stuff up, and you got, all your D&D classes. You got your warrior and the priest, and it just looks like this awesome thing, and then it just they get ambushed by these goblins, and everything goes really dark really quick. Like it's almost like like we play D&D and generally we win because we're the players, and that's the goal of D&D, I think.
Yeah.
Is always for the players to prevail and become heroes.
Right.
And these guys get their asses handed to them by some goblins.
Holy crap, man! They do. Oh.
Yeah, and it's almost like you see that dark side of D&D, that nobody ever sees. Like we as players always prevail and always become heroes, but we forget, that there are those before us who did not fare so well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of that stuff. It surprised me. Like I thought it was gonna be kind of like a okay, happy cheery way. Kind of opened up a little bit. It's the girl gets her what is it, her card, her license or something, her rank card basically, right? And
Right, yeah.
and then like she's like I just started. I'm a beginner rank. I'm like the lowest rank, and they kind of go through the ranks and the cards. Like there's like a platinum and a porcelain or something like that, right? Ranks and stuff like that, and then she was like, she was all cute and all. I was like, I just started. Where'd I go get my next quest or something like that? And then like that other group kind of recruits her. I was like, and they're all the same rank, and they're going on the quest. It's like, and they're yeah, we're gonna kill some goblins. They're gonna be easy smeezy, basically. And then the girl's, I've never done that before, basically. I was like, and then the girl who she gets a car from is like, oh, you're gonna do that quest? That's actually pretty higher rank. Oh, and the dude's like so cocky and like, no, we'll be all right. We'll get through this. We'll kill some goblins. I was like, all right, this might go from good to horrific. And holy crap,
Yeah,
did it.
you can see the overconfidence that they have, and it kind of foreshadows what's about to happen. But I don't think anything could have prepared me for
Oh my
for
god.
what was about to happen. Like I did not anticipate the show going as dark as it did.
Yeah.
And man, like when I say dark, like like that there were definitely characters that were begging for death in their head because they weren't able to voice it with their mouths.
I
Like,
know.
I mean, it was
Oh my
just
gosh.
like the worst possible scenario that you could think of when you go to kill some goblins is what happened.
Yeah.
And I just was not expecting it, and it was, I don't know, it hit me a lot harder than I thought it would. Like you talk about emotional, things like that.
Uh,
That was fairly emotional. That was definitely like, I would honestly suggest, like, if anybody watches this that has some, like, domestic trauma, think twice before you watch it. Go look up some spoilers and make sure it's going to be okay for you, because it is a dark, dark, dark turn that it takes.
yeah. I almost feel like I don't know if you've heard of Attack on Titan, right? Where about the big giant titans and they're kind of coming into these villages and kind of like eating up the people that are in these villages for like
Mm-mm.
for whatever reason. I know I think it goes on to explain stuff, but I watched a few episodes of that. To me, this versus that. I mean, Attack on Titans versus Goblin Slayer. I don't know if I knew what was going on. I don't think I would have watched Goblin Slayer, to be honest with you. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was like, if I would have known this, like, oh, but now we'll go on to it. But yeah, it's like it was crazy. Like Jerry said, please look up what the first episode is about. From what I ever hear, well, I'm not going to tell you yet, but it's rough. It is rough. It's some very mature points I never thought we'd hit.
Yeah. It's definitely, like I said, like I for real mean it. Like if you're easily triggered or you have some trauma, like look some of this stuff up before you watch it, because it will trigger. Like it was a rough episode to get through. Honestly, like it was kind of hard to be like, I don't, like, you want to turn away from the screen with some of the stuff
Oh yeah.
that's going on.
But it did. But the way they did okay. Yeah, it was horrific, extremely horrific. But it really did set up the tone, especially whenever, like I guess we'll call it Savior that came in to help, right? So it really
Yeah,
led
the
up
Goblin
to,
Slayer.
yeah, the Goblin Slayer. It did a good job, like hitting that high point, desperation, scared to death, don't know if we're gonna make it or not alive out of this cave that they're in. And all of a sudden, at the last moment, the savior comes in. Then
Right.
then you get the, oh my god. Then your kind of heart, at least mine did. My heart kind of stopped pitter patting so quick. It kind of slowed down a little bit. Okay, there is gonna be some relief in this. This is always gonna be like this hardcore crap that's going on with these people. These kids, and they're kids.
Right, right. And it was very like, and as we say these things about how dark it was and how big of a turn it took, I don't think it was overboard in what it did. I think it told the story that it wanted to tell in graphic detail, but there was a point to it. It wasn't gratuitous.
Right.
It was very to the point of, you do feel like this person, they might die in here, or even worse, they might live and like want to die getting through this. Like it definitely immediately puts you on the edge for the main character, and it makes you in fear for the main character, which a lot of shows can't do these days. I thought it did a really good job of that.
Oh yeah, most
It
definitely.
definitely drew me into it for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm really glad it did have the relief at the end where the Goblin Slayer comes in and kind of helps out everybody. He tries to heal what he can too, but even then he's like, "Oh, they're all gone." Basically, they're not coming back. That type of ordeal.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah,
dude,
there was yeah, he even, like, I think he put one person out of their mercy. Like, he was like, this person's not going to make it. It's wrong to watch them suffer,
yeah,
and just ended it for him. And I mean, it does. It is emotional. Like, it definitely gives you an emotional connection to these characters. It humanizes them a little bit. And it makes you realize, they're not going to make it all through this.
yeah, it does. It puts you in that roller coaster of emotions for sure. Oh man, but I mean, without going, I guess, too far into it, what was the key points that you liked the most, though? What did you thought was like the best points for
So
you?
after we talk about how dark it was and how crazy we didn't expect it, I I'm a big fan of dark things. Like it's a horrible. I don't know if it's a horrible part of me. It's a weird part of me.
Yeah.
But I'm very into the, I want things to be as, I don't want to say as dark as they can go, because I definitely don't want something that's overly dark or just gratuitous, but things that are real, like if you were going into a cave full of goblins, what would you have to worry about? This shows you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like things that sugarcoat things
Right.
or stuff like that. So I really enjoyed that. I liked the. I don't want to say realistic because goblins aren't real. I don't think. Um, so,
Are you sure?
but just like yeah. I mean, not that I know. I've never. Oh, nice.
So yeah, I just caught bits and pieces of that. I'm sorry about that, man. So what were the best things you liked about it? Sorry, I'm
So
sorry, dude.
I just. Oh, you're good, man. You're good. So I thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoyed the darkness of it.
Yeah.
I liked the peril that it put the characters in. I liked
Mm-hmm.
that I was worried about them and I felt for them, and I was rooting for them, but
Mm-hmm.
also, like sad and disturbed. Like it really gave me a whole long string of emotions that I didn't expect to feel while watching it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And honestly, I'm the kind of same. I don't like dark things, but I do like a certain part of dark, and then there's a rise of light. You know what I mean? Like how when the Goblin Slayer kind of came in and kicks on butt. So I like that part.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, you definitely have to have the light at the end. You don't
Mm-hmm.
want just darkness with no kind of hope. You always have to have hope,
Oh yeah.
and it did a good job of bringing that exactly when you needed it in the show.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely I it drew me in, man. Like I mean, from the first moment when I saw how D&D ish it was, that's
Yeah.
already up my alley, and I'm excited to watch it. And then seeing how dark it got, that drew me in further. And then actually starting to feel.
A roller coaster. With this and said though, and how we're kind of going out about this, let's get to would you actually continue this?
Yeah, like I want to continue. It definitely isn't something that I can watch all the time. Especially if it stays that dark.
Yeah.
If it stays in that tone. Because I think with the dark stuff, I'm also very mental health awareness.
Yeah.
I like to keep myself in a good state of mind,
For sure.
and I can see how watching too much of this show could take that away. So it's something I would rarely watch again. Like I want to see it, and I want to know how the story goes and what else happens.
Yeah.
But it's also something that I think I have to keep a pace on. Like it's not something that I can just sit down and binge watch the whole thing.
Yeah. I'd be honest. I'm so I guess with that. So would you continue? I guess I know you're kind of a little bit iffy about it. Would you actually still just continue or no? Hard no or hard yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely plan on watching more of it. I would like to complete it. I think it's an awesome premise for a show, and it's a good setup. I'm excited to see what happens.
Oh yeah.
It may take me a while to get there, but I definitely want to watch the rest of it. It's on the top of the list.
Okay, cool. So with me, I kind of like the dark stuff, and then at times I'm like I'm good. But with this, at the end, way the Goblin Slayer came in and he kind of pretty much rescued everybody. It's got me kind of wanting. I know we've been trying to do this episode for a little bit, but dude, it's got me hooked at the end. I want to see what's going to go on too. I was like, yeah, most definitely, I am so down to see how this girl ranks up and gets, I guess, hopefully more power or whatever, or whatnot. That is something I am
Yeah.
very excited to see. So yes, I after as soon as we get off here, as soon as I have time, I am going to continue on with this and also try to catch up on Black Clover. But yeah, it's I'm most
Definitely,
definitely for me. Yeah, most definitely.
I'm excited to see the show. I do hope, like I have a fear, because when the Goblin Slayer comes in, he owns everything. I mean,
Oh
he
yeah.
just annihilates
Oh gosh, yes.
everything that's in his path, and I do have a disdain.
Continue. But yeah, I mean, definitely, guys, check it out. We both liked it enough to really want to continue on with the show, and as we said, it comes with more mature things that what I thought would happen, and it sounds like Ginger as well. Read up on it before you get kind of there are some disturbing pieces in it, but if you can get past that first episode, it's from what I've heard, it's good. From what I heard from friends on Discord, Jack and Rick from Featured Anime Podcast. The first one is the roughest. Then after that, the tone changes and it gets better. But it's not. The first episode is actually the darkest episode I think out of the series. So,
yeah, viewer discretion advised for sure. But to me, it's worth it for sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely. All right, guys. Well, this concludes our second attempt with the streaming on Will I Continue. Probably trying to find a way to get better in this room. Because it's just flip-flopping because I'm going back and forth. But you know what? We'll eventually figure it out. Or we'll just record. Just regularly.
Yeah, technical difficulties are always fun.
Oh, gosh. Good, yeah, I'll figure it out eventually. But anywho, thanks, Ginger, for coming on again. Can you hear me?
Oh sure, man.
Yeah. And, okay,
thanks for... Thank you, too. I'm sorry it took so long for us to get back together, man. I know we tried a couple of times between the last time we were hanging out and today, but we finally got it done. Mm-hmm. Technical difficulties are all good. Hopefully that'll all keep getting better, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out who came to see the stream, and thank you for listening to Will I Continue. Have a good one, all. Bye.